It's that time of the year when Apple products will have new versions of their operating systems. But what are the features I want to see in this version, especially on the iPad? Let's talk about that in this video. Hey guys, James here, and this is Tech M.N.O. Apple recently announced the all-online only Worldwide Developers Conference, or WWDC 2021 for short. It's where they highlighted their newest software for their devices, help developers making apps on their platform to their in-depth sessions and consultations with Apple engineers, and sometimes hardware products in this event. But the key standouts every year with WWDC are always their software keynotes, including their iOS, iPadOS, watchOS, tvOS, and macOS software. I still remember the iOS 7 announcement on that conference, and it was a mind-blown moment for me. But in this video, we will just focus on the iPad's operating system and the things I want to see on the next version. As you know, my iPad mini 5 is always my editing and rendering machine for our channel. And when Apple announced the new iPadOS 14 last year, I was quite bummed out on some features on iOS 14 that have been omitted. So here's my wish list for the new OS that should be on the next version on iPad. Number 1, widgets on home screen. Even though widgets are already in iPadOS 14, the only place you can put it on is on the Today view. In order for you to access it, you need to swipe to the left if you're in portrait mode or in the side of the first page in landscape, which is for me a chore to do with so many swipes to do just to use it. So if Apple decided to put the options for widgets for Mail, My Notes, Reminders, Clock, and even My Music Player on my home screen, that would be a great thing for us users and even pro users. Number 2 is App Library. The omitted feature also on iPadOS 14 is App Library. While it's a saving grace for iPhone users to declutter their phones so that they won't have a bunch of app pages on the phone screen, how about the iPad? Why Apple didn't put it on the iPads also in the first place? If they want to put it on the iPad, maybe they can A. Access it through Spotlight search mode just below the search bar a la Launchpad, or B. They can have either a drop-down button to access it while you're not going out on the current application. That would be a serious multitasking feature if that will happen. And also, before we move on to my next wish list, if you enjoyed this video, you can click the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell to get notified when there's a brand new video, and so the algorithm also will suggest this video to more people worldwide. Also, we still have an ongoing giveaway. A link will be in the card right here or in the video description down below. And also follow our social media accounts like Facebook and Twitter at TechM.N.O. Now let's go with our third wish list. Number 3, Unified Control Center. Since Apple is stating that the iPad can replace a laptop, maybe considering putting notifications and control center into one unified slidable interface. Because yeah, having it separate things make it a little clutter-free, but sometimes it's unintuitive and a little bit confusing to remember where to swipe in for the control center, notifications panel, and vice versa. Maybe take cues from other Android UIs like Samsung's One UI that you can swipe once to bring it down and see 4 main buttons like the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on the left, and on the right side is a slider for brightness and volume. And below it are the notifications, maybe single or in stack. Swipe down one more time and you will see more of the button shortcuts for screen mirroring, do not disturb mode, and rotation lock, to name a few. With that type of the way, it's more intuitive and saves you time to go back and forth with the notifications and control center if it's under one panel. Number 4 on the list is iOS apps on SlideOver, or just called the FloatOver. Actually, this should be a feature a long time ago. As you know, you can access iOS apps on your iPads, but the problem is you need to deal with black bars and you can access it using SlideOver. But since Apple is using ARM-based silicon, now simply called Apple Silicon, just what they use on their iPads, the possibility of porting iOS apps on the Mac is high right now. So maybe considering it having that on iPads as well. Maybe they can put them as a floating app, or maybe having option to have a split view mode so that you can run two apps, including the app that's not yet optimized for iPads. And since we are in the fifth and final wish list of mine, here are some other features I want to have on the next iPadOS, which for me isn't my major priority now, but it could be a welcome feature too for some users, like having Xcode, Final Cut Pro, Logic Pro, Motion, Compressor, Main Stage, and advanced version of GarageBand on iPads, external monitor support, and so much more. I will just put up all of the things I mentioned on the screen right now. And finally, number 5, optimize file system. I really want to have a file system that's easy to understand and robust as ever. I always use my hard drive to transfer and send files to my iPad that's on a Lightning port, which is weak for some hard drives and even flash drives. Just saying. Also, with a very simple interface and basic feature set, it's not very helpful and useful to some people like me and to some other pro users that very often used to it and go with other alternatives like having a wireless file transfer devices like the RavPower FileHub AC750. A video link is available right here or in the video description down below, so you can watch that later after you watch this video. So having an optimized file system and having more feature sets like advanced and deeper file systems and external drive manager that can cater a lot of things, their tagline on an iPad as a computer, can be a reality if this will be available on the iPadOS 15 and if Apple will put this on their next version on the iPad. Just a quick reminder again that the things I mentioned here are just my wish list. Some of them may happen, some of them may not. So we all know of it at WWDC 2021 happening on June 7 to 11, 2021. Also, I would like to know what features you want to have on the next iPadOS, or maybe in other Apple products you're expecting to announce at WWDC 21 this June. Let me know your answers in the comments section down below. And also check out my other features right here and on my iPad coverage playlist right here. Don't forget also to subscribe to our channel. Again, my name is James and I will see you on the next one.